elf left, and there we go, join the force. They take the victory over 95 Vikings. And they take the first spot in this season.
Two groups of 7 teams will battle against each other in a round of robin best of 1 stage. Number 1, each group goes to the semi-finals. Worst team of each group is out. The other 10 teams will go to the playing stage and battle it out to the remaining spots in the playoffs.
Doge gets the 1. Now it's on Pena. He gets the 1. Can he get the second as he peeks out? He does get the second!
They again are having a bye and the run boost is coming out. This is what you like to see. And Bradfly takes the entry onto JV so easily. He was just flying like a bird there. And I think this is done. No elf left, and there we go, join the force. They take the victory over 95 Vikings. And they take the first spot in this season.
Two groups of 7 teams will battle against each other in a round of robin best of 1 stage. Number 1, each group goes to the semi-finals. Worst team of each group is out. The other 10 teams will go to the playing stage and battle it out to the remaining spots in the playoffs.
Doge gets the 1. Now it's on Pena. He gets the 1. Can he get the second as he peeks out? He does get the second!
They again are having a bye and the run boost is coming out. This is what you like to see. And Bradfly takes the entry onto JV so easily. He was just flying like a bird there.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Authority League Season 4. We are in Round 2, Kova Academy versus Authority League. I know we're just waiting to get back in, or jump into the map veto. My name is Brendan Wright, Critter TV on Twitter, joining the league today for the first time. Super excited to be here. Big thanks to the production team and the admins behind the scene for inviting me on to this match. As we wait for the map veto, though, looking at these teams, I did a little bit of research coming in, despite, you know, coming into this league pretty quickly, have not had a whole ton of context. However, I do have Google. Looking at the two teams, Kova Academy currently 6-6 in ESEA Open, compared to the 5-7 of Koxes, who is a returning team from previous seasons, although replacing a team who did end up dropping out due to them missing the registration deadline. However, they are in the series. So what that does mean, however, is that we do not have a match history from round 1 from Koxes, so they're going to be coming in on a bit of a mystery. We do have the Koxes lineup here. As you can see, the Polish roster. Team has been together for quite some time from what I can tell. No roster changes on the ESEA side that I can see, so we should expect this team to be pretty solid communication. I would assume their chemistry is pretty spot on. Still just waiting for this map veto to come on in. A couple notes on these teams. Again, more so on the players. Players to look for, Kova Academy. Passasaurus, which is definitely going to trip me up in the stream. That is a mouthful. As well as Lamu, historically seem to be the fraggers on that roster. They are going to be the two primary impact players. Looking over on the Koxes side, you have two primary impact players. You have Volson as well as Gepard. I can't read my handwriting in that one, but that's all me. They're two primary impact players. No real weak links that I can see. There's no real stand down players. However, those two on each teams are the stand up, so it's going to be crucial for the players to go ahead and eliminate those two as quickly as possible. As for previous history, again, Koxes does not have a match in this series. However, Kova Academy losing round 1, 16-13 against Sinister Flames, who is also a new team to the league, so there are no stats available for them at the moment. Also, no stats on ESEA, so kind of a mystery, honestly. Two teams, very unknown. I mean, you guys probably know Koxes. Unfortunately, me coming into league, I do not know them as well. But this should be a good match. Everything that I've seen in terms of ESEA stats, in terms of everything else, have been pretty well lined up. I mean, we have two teams with very similar records. Again, teams that have maintained this record throughout ESEA Open. So that's something to note right there. Kova Academy specifically has history within ESEA. Kox is not so much. This is their first season, at least with the created team, in the ESEA side of things, while they have been competing for at least a couple seasons within Authority League. And all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys.
On the 21st round, Ents pulled off a B execute while also showing some pressure towards middle early on in the round. This was done on a full buy following a half buy that was also a B execute. The idea behind this is that the enemy won't think you'll do the same strategy twice in a row, but now with a full buy behind it. Let's take a look at the minimap to understand how Ents set up against Cloud9 in order to secure this round win. As you can see at the start, Ents will throw a top mid and window smoke while also sending Madden into this position. This is just simply to create pressure somewhere else, while also all 4 other players of Ents going towards apartments. When they are ready to go out, they will throw a window smoke from market, followed by multiple flashes. They very simply overwhelm Shiro, who is backside of Empty Pillar here, who is full blind in this position. Let's first take a look at Snappy's POV to understand what he did for Ents, apart from obviously call the strategy. He will start by throwing a top middle smoke by getting in this corner against the step, aim as shown, and use a simple left click throw. He will then go straight in towards apartments, dropping his 2 flashes for Hades later on in the round. After the early Molotov is gone, Snappy will then contact around the corner, walking up until the door frame before exploding out of apartments. Notice he is going straight towards car to check towards bench. He will then double check bench and get right position again before planting towards default. Moving on to Diha now, he will be throwing a window smoke that personally I have never seen before. However, he does this by getting in this corner, aiming on this dark smudge on the wall, and quickly shift step throw the smoke grenade. This does sound a little bit complicated, guys, but I have tried it out in a server for myself multiple times just to make sure that is actually how you do it, so don't worry about that. Following this, he will then go towards apartments with the rest of his team getting ready to explode out. Diha will actually throw a flash towards bench here through the second window, but this actually is the one that we saw blind Snappy just a minute ago. So please either throw this a bit early on before your team starts running out, or just make sure they know exactly where it will pop. Moving on to the AWPer of Ents now, Hades, he will start by throwing a flash from Madden out of middle before heading in towards apartments to be checking towards underpass for any CT aggression. He would then line himself up on this edge of the floor, aiming as shown and using a jump throw bind. The reason for throwing this smoke instead of the more common one we all know is because it lands much faster, meaning it gives the CTs less time to react to the hit coming in. He would then throw 2 flashes over the top of apartments before following up with his teammates. Because they easily secured the site here, Hades felt comfortable just to watch behind towards TV room and underpass, making sure there isn't a flank coming in. Because I'm just going down the players in order here, we will now look at Madden, who will be the mid lurk for Ents, making sure just to put pressure around this area of the map. He will quickly cross to boxes with a flash that Hayes threw for him before quickly crossing into water just to check towards shorts just in case there is a CT who may be peeking this position. He will then be staying close to the wall on the left here just to make sure that if there is a player in connector, he cannot see him walk down over the smoke. Madden will be really careful here, making sure there isn't a gap in that bottom connector smoke and also looking for a CT who may be towards underpass. He is also able to take out Nafany here due to the fact that CTs don't think there is actually any mid presence at all. This grants him connector control, forcing Cloud9 to go for a save. And finally, last but definitely not least, the legendary Snacks. He will be going with the MAC-10 and will not be throwing any utility. As ends start to push, Snacks will then make sure just to get out of window as fast as possible to get towards backside in order to keep that pressure on the enemy team. Being the player of the MAC-10, he needs to be creating that space perfectly for ends, taking out Shiro and also locking down market for his team. This strategy is actually very easy to pull off even within Team CS and in Pugs, so go and give it a try for yourselves. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and until next time, guys, it's been Glaze and I'll speak to you very soon. Liquid has been playing incredibly well at IM Cologne 2022 so far, dropping 00 Nation, Furia and even Cloud9. With the addition to Yakinda within their roster, we have started to see a new light for the North American team. Today we'll be taking a look at overpass pistol strat that Liquid pulled off against 00 Nation at IM Cologne. Let's first take a look at the map to understand what exactly happened. Now, as we can see at the start of the round, guys, 00 Nation actually go for a heavy A presence early on in the round. Because of this, they'll be more playing for a retake on the B side of the map. Liquid will send a leash towards middle to apply some pressure on the enemy team early on. He was able to take out Damu, who is spotting towards ramp. Instantly after getting this kill, he will fall back towards the rest of his team towards B, ready for the execute. Liquid would then proceed to smoke heaven, molly towards barrels, and also smoke short after gaining the site control. Liquid will set up having 2 players towards Monster and Pillar, while the other 2 members who are still alive at this point will be playing towards Pit. Following this, Liquid would then take the duels on towards the players of 00 Nation who are retaking the site and close out for the round win. So let's start off with taking a look at Naf, who will be picking up armor and will immediately be heading towards B, making sure to be checking towards short just in case there is some CT aggression early on in the round that might be trying to gain some information. Naf will then follow Yakinda through Monster, shifting in this position, going to the right side of Pillar. He will briefly look towards short before clearing Pit and staying in this position for the post plant. Notice how he is actually really trying to hide in this position and force the CT side to sort of push out in towards this crossfire that Liquid have set up. You do not really want to be peeking loads in this position, as you may simply just get headshot and even potentially cost your team the round. So now moving on to Elige, he'll be purchasing armor and would also be dropped over a P250 from OC. As we can see here, he'll be going by himself towards ramp early on in the round in order just to create some pressure towards the CT side in order to keep players in this area of the map. After taking out Damu as we saw in the map overview with a nice headshot, he'll instantly regroup with his team towards B. Elige will be the third player out of Monster here, just being ready for these long range duels as he still has that P250. For the post plant, he will then just be staying around pillar, trying to find where he can help his teammates out by checking towards graffiti, and even swinging later on in the round to take out Taco, securing the round win for Liquid. Now looking at the newest addition to Liquid being Yakinda, who will be picking up armor and will instantly be jumping to the left side of Monster. He will be going out first here, however getting slightly blind by OC with his flashbang, so this does actually slow him down quite a little bit. Yakinda will then just be holding the short smoke to make sure no CTs try anything crazy while Nitro is getting the bomb down. Because of the information that minimum 2 CTs are towards ABC and Heaven, he will then move closer in order to not get caught out in the open. He will then just be playing this very well, making sure to stay alive and run down the clock as long as possible, just playing around Elige, who is also pillar, that we saw previously. This does close out the round for Liquid, getting them the round win. Moving on to now arguably the best NA IGL in CS history, Nitro. He'll be picking up a smoke and a Molotov. Heading towards B early on in the round, just making sure to be holding for the monster push, just so Yakinda can stay on this left hand side very safe and sound. When his team are ready to go out, he'll get himself against the back wall here on the right side, aiming as shown and run jump throwing. After getting out Monster, Nitro will then smoke towards short before planting default. However, unfortunately, he does get taken out by the 2 nades thrown by 00 Nation towards this position. Now taking a look at the final player for Liquid being OC, who will be picking up a smoke, flash, and also dropping over that P250 to Elige. When the round starts, he will straight away get himself in this position ready to smoke off Heaven for his team when they're ready to push. By getting in this position and aiming as shown, you want to jump throw when your crosshair hits the lower part of this metal beam going across. Following this, OC will then throw a flash over B. However, I don't actually think you should use this lineup that OC used because it didn't go deep enough and was actually the one that full flashed Yakinda. Instead, you want to be getting in this sort of general area and thinking where the end of the pillar is and just going to the left of it a little bit. A lot of people will run through this flashbang and that causes it to go a little bit too deep, and that will flash your teammates who peek towards Heaven. Instead, you want to be sort of step throwing it a little bit, that way it lands perfectly behind the pillar. However, this does take a fair amount of practice to actually make sure it lands perfectly, so I suggest you just go in an empty server like myself right now and just throw it a little bit, get a feel for it and understand exactly how you should be throwing it. Following this flashbang, however, OC will then quickly check towards short pipe before heading out with the rest of his team towards site. As soon as he knows it's all clear and his team actually has the site, he will then be making sure to check the flank towards Monster to make sure no CTs are in that position. OC will then stay around pillar here, trying to take duels onto any CTs that may be retaking the site. This is a fairly easy pistol strat to pull off, guys. Just make sure to be aware of any CT aggression early on in the round towards short on Monster, and also hold this for a few seconds. You should also send someone middle early on in the round just to apply some pressure on towards the CT side to make sure they don't exactly know what you're doing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been Glaze, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.
If you enjoy the content, I would appreciate you hitting the subscribe button.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Had some slight tech issues, as is the nature of esports, as it goes. You know, you can't have esports without tech issues. So we are back. We are about to jump into the veto. Got all 10 players, from what I'm told, into the lobby. So we finally are getting there. Counter-Strike is just around the corner. Looking at these teams again, and never mind. Here we are. We're jumping into the veto, looking at previous information I have from ESEA. It is very common for both these teams to play both Ancient and Mirage. I dread Ancient. It's my worst map, so I'm hoping it's not the one, but we can do either. I'm actually not fully able to tell which maps are banned there. It looks like Overpass, Dust 2 is out. Unfortunately, my screen's a bit too small to view these. But again, this is a best of one, so map ban strategies do vary from a best of three. Again, you only have one chance to do it, so you better make sure, not necessarily you have your best map, but that you ban out your opponent's best maps. You can survive on a map that you're decent at or okay with. If you're targeting your number one, then you're probably going to end up shooting yourself in the foot. We are going to be going to Nuke. Very quick veto, so we're just going to be waiting for the server to load up. This is one that I actually don't see these teams playing a lot on ESEA. This is, however, I believe, the map that we saw Kova Academy lose to Sinister Flames on 16-13. I'm just double checking that to make sure I'm correct. However, that is an interesting choice to see them not ban that out. I'm actually wrong. It was Vertigo. So ignore everything I just said. So new map for both these teams in this tournament. Again, first round for Koxes and round 2 for Kova Academy. As we wait for these players to jump into the server. Chad, who do you guys think is winning this? Who do you guys have taking it? I see the predictions running. I see we have Kova Academy winning it. I would have to agree, honestly. Looking at the stats, they are very, incredibly close teams. It's honestly something that's very hard to call, especially with not having history on either of these two teams playing each other. What I will say is Koxes, again, the team that does have history in this tournament, or in this series I should say, from season 3, made it to playoffs. They ended up placing 5th to 8th, losing to Join the Force, who, for those of you who are around for season 3, were the ones that won the whole thing. So again, that does not really give a whole lot of information, unfortunately. If they went out to a team that went out early, you could kind of get bit from that, but being they lost to Join the Force, it's hard to 100% tell. And unfortunately, with Kova Academy being new to the league, we do not have anything on previous opponents other than their loss to Sinister Flames, who are also a new team to the league. So big question mark up in the air right now. It's going to be a surprise for all of us, I think, other than I do see a lot of Koxes fans in the chat. Mifu, I see you. Unless I'm reading that wrong, because I think he voted for Kova Academies. I think my UI's bugged. Regardless, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a really good match. We're going to be looking out for Volson, for Gepard. We're going to be looking out for Pasasaurus, Lamu. Those are the 4 impact players, 2 on each team. Again, very, very close stats between all of them. We did recently see a roster change on ESEA from Kova Academy. It wasn't super recent. They've definitely had some time to play. I believe they've had something like 48 matches since the change was made. So slightly newer roster from what I could tell with those changes. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to maintain a high level against Koxes here with the recent change. Again, 48 matches is quite a bit, so I would expect them to be able to go ahead and do well. Again, just waiting for the match to go ahead and load up into the server. Yep, sounds good. All right, everybody, we are live. We're finally in. The moment has arrived. Counter-Strike is on the screens. Knife round, the most important round, don't at me on that, of Counter-Strike. And honestly, I joke about it, but on Nuke, with such a heavily sided map, the knife round may actually have more impact than you see on most maps prior. We do see quite a few going down. Looks like it's going to come into the hands of Koxes, in that it will, who will get the choice of side. We'll wait for them to confirm that. My assumption is they'll stay on CT. It's a very bold move to go T. Not an outrageous one, definitely bold. We have seen people go ahead and choose the switch to take that T round and get it done to figure out how many they're able to get. But it's very rare. So we'll more than likely be seeing Koxes go ahead and stick around on the CT side yet to get confirmation on that. So just waiting to see them. And as I say that, we are in the round. So Koxes winning the knife round, electing to remain on the CT side. Again, the most heavily CT-sided map in the game, arguably. I know there's some arguments about that lately. However, I maintain the fact that this is the most CT-sided map. We are going to be seeing the bomb going towards the A site, but again, on Nuke, you can pretty much do anything. Quick utility being used at the door. That Molotov shutting down any sort of rush. And look at his position from Volson. He's going to wait. The trigger discipline. 1, 2. He's going for number 3. Can't connect and is not able to. However, Gepard arriving to be able to shut down the T's, and it is just an absolute bloodbath. We're seeing Faizian back himself in the corner, trying to defend. He pulls out 1, and then he's going to go down himself. That is going to be round number 1 for Koxes on the board, winning the crucial Nuke pistol round. So starting out on the back foot, Kova Academy is going to be seeing actually an M4 coming out from Gepard, a pretty heavy buy initially, which is going to be interesting. And actually, this is quite the buy round we have. We have a full save on the T's, so they'll likely just run in, either die or just try to get a bomb plant down. But 2 rifles, 2 shotguns, and an SMG. This is a comp that I have never seen, seriously. So either Koxes is trying to finesse some extra money out of this, or they're just so confident in their ability. We're going to have the T's run in, and that's going to be 2 shotgun kills. 3! As the T's are just absolutely mowed down and dropping on the head of the bomb carrier to end that round. Nothing to expect there. No chance of anything surviving. The T's running in and just absolutely melting to the shotguns of Koxes. So, you know, I questioned that shotgun purchase at first, but honestly, I can't. They put me in my place. They shut me up because they just mowed them down, and they're remaining with it for this round. What is this buy? All right, you know, I could see that being round 2. They know we're going against pistols, although we have AKs in plays now, and the FAMAS is on the player. We have 2 shotguns and SMG. Now, this is potentially going to go not in favor of the T's, although crucially, Gepard with that positioning is going to get that in the shotgun kill, the headshot on the Speedy, or Spy, sorry. 3 versus 3. The T's are down towards the B site. I do not believe they are out in that site yet, as I fix my view real quick to get a bit of a better angle on my screen. My apologies. Again, 2v2, the CTs, despite having this kind of crazy utility, are able to hold out. That bomb carrier is going to be going down. 1 more player left mid-site, and that's going to be round number 3 for the T side. All right, looks like my view has returned. I was not able to read text there for a little bit, so my apologies on being a little bit confused throughout that round. But round number 3 in favor of Koxes. A beautiful start to the round. They're going to pick up 2 AKs out of that, as we're going to be seeing a bit of a more standard buy coming into place. Loss bonus starting to kick in, as we're going to be seeing a pistol round from Kova Academy. We have a Tech 9, 2 players. So again, most likely a throw around, just going to be running into a site, trying to get to that bomb plant. We are actually going to be seeing some trades coming in, too, for Kova there with the Tech 9. So actually, a round that is going a bit better than they would have expected. They're most likely going to be cleaned up right here. Only 1 player left. And he's just kind of lurking around, hoping he can pick up something. Really just about maximizing money right here. And it's going to be shut down by the CTs. 4 rounds for Koxes, as we have a replay again of the phenomenal two kills that came from the Kova Academy player. Onto the 2 CTs, something you don't really expect to see, although the quick taps to the head will immediately shut you down. And then AK on the CT side, eliminating the players. A little bit of accidental team damage there as we come into this 5th round of the CTs. Oh, sorry, from the Ts. Buy is again in place, so anybody's round is damage dealt. No kills down yet. The T's slowing down a little bit. They know that the CTs specifically, Gepard with the M4 have been absolutely brutal, pushing up, lurking. Although look at the damage already on these Kova Academy players. They are decimated. It's 1 or 2 bullets now before they go down. Headshots are no longer necessary. Again, very slow round. No execution quite yet from the T side. Hoping they were able to get some sort of pick. And Gepard lurking around that outer area there, hoping to pick somebody up. Although they have learned after 4 rounds of him sneaking behind through the smokes to not do that. Again, we are seeing the T's begin to stack up what looks to be like potentially a splitter. Ramp execute. That's going to be Gepard going down, caught in the head. And here we go as the push executes. It's going to be down towards B. 1 player ramp going down, 2 with the op for support. It's going to be a trade, although it's not going to be enough. Passasaurus, last player left, 14 HP. More than likely going to be a save call to hold on to that AK. Again, an absolute slaughter. From these players. And that is exactly what's going to be, a save call to end the round. Yeah, that headshot opening up the round, set themselves up. It was such a great beginning from Kova Academy, although just that AWP just shutting them down. Able to get the trade off, but just Koxes comes in with the support, the airstrike coming from behind, maintaining that round, making sure that they keep this 5-0 lead. Again, this is very characteristic of Nuke, so you know I'm not going to count out Kova Academy quite yet, but they definitely need to make something happen. They're taking a lot of early damage. They're not getting the trades when they're being taken, and there is the tactical timeout. Good time to do it when you go down 5-0. You kind of have to. The money is decimated from Kova Academy. They are going to be going ahead and getting max loss bonus. However, that is not enough to keep you on your feet entirely for the round. Looks like we are going to have another... Sorry, I take that back. It's going to be a fast play into A. That Molotov splitting the team in disastrous for Kova Academy as they once again are getting picked off one after the other. All 5 players on Koxes alive. Granted, Smoilo down on to 12 HP. More than likely going to play it back. And looks like we're going to be going 6-0 unless Spy here is able to pull anything out. He pulls out 1. That's going to help the team quite a bit because, again, Smoilo, or Smojlo, sorry, on 12 HP. It's just a 1 little tap. They are smartly smoking off the op. That shot through the smoke almost connecting as he walks down. Although no execution, you know, more than likely comms coming through, discussing. Although look at the rush, the AWP going down, and all of a sudden, Kova Academy is back into this round. 3 players remaining. However, HP is low. Bomb in the hands of Spy, 2 AKs and a Dream. Only 1 player in the defense. As it's going to be Gepard waiting on the double doors so patiently. He's going to have the information that they're there. As we see, the rotations coming out. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. And all of a sudden, 1 versus 1. Kova coming back from a 2-man deficit. Close, but not able to make it happen in the end. Although, a phenomenal recovery. This push into the vents, taking out both those players. And just Gepard holding down the fort, saving the day. And it's going to be 6-0, and now Kova are in a lot of trouble. A little bit of a back knife onto back take. That's going to be interesting. Luckily, it's a save round against them. Although it doesn't matter. That's going to be a kill. AK in hands of Kova Academy. Does not care with the Deagle. And now this, despite being a save round, is something that could be actually taken. And you'll look at back take on 35 HP due to that team knife. This run boost, sending the player across. That AWP has to know. Although they know exactly where that player is going to be at. It's been in the same place every single time. And the T's just lurking, trying to get one more pick. It's, if they can find back take, if they can catch that op off guard, all of a sudden, you have a 5 versus 3 with 2 rifles in the hands of Kova. And you start to worry. That op, though, lurking is going to pick up 1. That's going to shut them down a little bit. Going to be preventing at least 1 player from dealing damage. Although still not fully done. The M4 coming out in the blunder from Kova Academy up in the Heaven location. In this Molotov burning them down 3 HP. He drops down though and gets the kill. 2 versus 2. All of a sudden this round is going. And now they are back in. From having a deficit, coming in on the save round. And he gets a headshot with the Deagle. Kova Academy are back in this game. Oh man, what a play coming out. Jumps up, burns alive. Lambu jumps down with 3 HP, takes out 1, takes out number 2. And Spy with the 1D to end the round. What a round that has been. That is everything and more that Kova Academy could have expected. However, 2 rifles on the Koxes side. Surprisingly, the money is not as good as you'd expect from Koxes. They did take a lot of damage, a lot of losses in each of these rounds. So we actually are seeing an off buy from Koxes. 2 M4s, a CZ, a Deagle, and just a straight up USPS. So this is going to be this is going to be something. Definitely not out of reach. I mean, we just saw what Kova Academy was able to do for the what I believe was almost a full save, a couple Deagles in a dream, and that dream came true. Slow play. Kova Academy has learned a lesson. That's going to be punished. Backtake getting dropped out. Will give them the information that there are players up towards that ramp location, although only 1. That is going to be a false flag. As walking through, the player up top is going to get 1, although traded. Still a 4 versus 3. The 2 rifles still in play, so this is not fully out, and they just met one of them. That's 1 rifle down. As they trade. And the Zeus kill coming out, although the trade is still there. In favor of Koxes, however, with the low HP, and Koxes is going to take that out. Even getting a Zeus kill in the vents. Comical moment, and this is the differentiating moment right here. This Zeus, honestly, I hate to say it because you never see this. That was the moment that made sure they were not going to get flanked. Staying in that vent, making sure that player does not get dropped down behind them is what allowed Koxes to stay in that round and get them their 7-1 lead. Another slow play, some damage dealt via utility and some spam, although no execution quite yet. T's, though, set up on the ramp. Execute. And through the smoke they go! The AWP not landing the shot, taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to re-peek! 1 lurker going down outside as all T presence is now going to be rotating over towards ramp to try to prevent this. The Molotov backing out that AWP, although the T's hesitant to execute. They have not pushed down that ramp, and they are still in a very difficult position. They're more than likely hoping that these CTs have rotated down the B, although they are not buying the bluff. 2 players up in that A site. And it looks like we just have a whole bunch of discussion going on within Kova Academy. They're going back and forth. They're not sure where to go. They only have 1 round on the board as we're in the 9th right now. They need to make something happen, and look at this. They're going to be running through. That's going to be one down for the up, but he doesn't. He misses the shot, and they are hunting. He's going to miss again, and that is punished. 2 missed shots as the T's all of a sudden have a great position, and up into heaven they go. Although from hell, like the demon he is, taking out 2, dropping to the third. 2 versus 3. Now, when A coming up the vents, he's going to get caught out. Kova Academy have control of the A site, although here comes... Well, here comes nothing, because it is going to go to the terrorists. No money for the bomb plant, however, that jump up into heaven working out beautifully for them. Almost going poorly, although just doing exactly what they need. Getting those picks, catching this player up through vents, and then ending with the 1v1 on site. So far, Kova Academy, their specialty has been putting themselves into difficult situations and somehow pulling themselves out. Koxes with the timeout as we're on 7-2. Definitely an interesting use of their timeout allocation. You know, it's not like they're down. They're in a very good position right now, with a 5-point lead. Although, you never know when you need to have that discussion. They want to be sure to stop Kova's momentum. They know that Kova is going to be very, very rejuvenated after that round. They're going to be excited. You know, stop the momentum, talk through things, calm down on Koxes, and make sure that this one round does not snowball into, several more. Round 10, still plenty of Counter-Strike in this half and in this game. Although, look at this. They know, they hear this save round. That's going to be 1 pick. And this should be a free game, although I'm hesitant to say that, after looking at what Kova Academy was able to do in their pistol save round. Although that's 1 pick, 4-4. They're going to molly that player out of position. As Kova, remembering what they did to Koxes, not trying to have this same fate. Slowly playing, looking for those picks at range. And here we go, execute, going down to the B site. Players dropping down quickly into the vents, going to defend that position with everything they have. Again, only pistols, although it's starting to work out. That's 1 pick. Not able to get 2, although the T's also struggling. Finally, picking up those 3 players. And this looks like it should be a free round for Kova Academy. Koxes, surprisingly pushing down. You'd think that they'd go up and grab one of those rifles that were dropped up far away from this heavily armed Kova Academy. Although he's going to go for the play. And now we have all 5 players down, bomb planted, and now it is 7-3. Not sure the thought process behind that. A USPS in a dream, I guess. But if they had saved, you could have run up, grabbed an AK, and had 1 more rifle for the Koxes side. But instead, he decided to go try to pick up some picks. And they will be punished for that. Like, another save round coming from Koxes. We are going to be seeing some pistol buys, a little bit of armor. So, a bit more feasible. Although, look at this rush to 5-7 running up on the roof. Oh, he lines it up. He does get it after missing a few shots. That's a quick pick from Koxes, as he's going to be hiding and hoping that he's able to get away. Although, look at these players hunting. Almost to no avail. Good damage dealt. However, we're back to a 4 versus 4. T's, again, they have slowed down their game. They have been very, very meticulous to be sure to check every corner, find their peaks, make sure that Koxes is getting no opportunity to end up behind them. And they have exploded. Granted, only for 3 rounds. But again, we are on Nuke. This is a map that has a lot to play for on the CT side. And if you walk away with a couple, you're fine. Although, oh, look at the 1D is not able to land the second. The AK coming through to mow down the rest. Bomb goes down. 2 versus 2. Player coming up the vents is going to go down. They know exactly where back take is on 12 HP. This is more likely the game. He's going to take that AK and try to run with it. Does not look like he's going to go in for the defuse. He does not have a kit. Or the time to do it. So he's going to grab that rifle and run. Although he better get far. Never mind. He goes back in. Saving, I guess, is just not in the playbook for Koxes. I'm not exactly sure why. When you got 12 HP, no kit, no time, and the only rifle that you can bring over, I don't know why you wouldn't save that. So some questionable decision making coming out from Koxes, costing them some economy. Granted, they are able to buy this round, although they could have had quite a bit more money if they had just picked up that AK, ran away with it. Another aggressive play from Gepard. They know exactly what he's done, though. That HE, bring him down to 61 HP. And look at them waiting for some information. They should have heard him jump down. Volson. Moving in for the support. Both teams going to be hearing and getting some information from those players. Although, again, a very slow round. These Kova Academy players are not messing around. Although, to be fair, neither are Koxes. 7-4. They are starting to let this lead slip, however. Kova just looking for those angles, trying to pick off one before they explode into a site. And even at that point, they haven't even been doing that. Here's the M4, though. Up top, gonna pick up one. Is not able to get any more. Pre-fired a bit early and emptied his mag before those players entered the door. However, 5 versus 4, he did his job. Able to back off, although he's dead now. 4 versus 4, waiting for that player coming up into heaven. They turn around for some reason. And it is all falling apart for Kova Academy. Bomb will likely go down here. At least able to get the money, although no, it does not. He backs off of it, tries to run away. Although he's going to get stuck in the ladder and gunned down within the vents. That is going to be 8-4. As you see the replay here, the M4 up in heaven, gunning down one with the running shot. What a great shot from Volson there. And then just the team beating down on that final bomb carrier. 8-4 as we come into round 13 of the first half of this best of one series. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, thank you for joining us. This is Authority League Season 4, Group B, Round 2, Koxes versus Kova Academy. I'm so used to saying COVID now. Looks like we are on a timeout? Or is this just longer play? I may be losing my mind. 3 seconds to play. We have a buy on the side of the CTs, although if you turn your attention to the bottom right corner of that screen, you will see pistols only on Kova Academy. We did see them win one prior, taking some great shots, picking up some rifles, although that will not be the case in this round. Mowing down those T players, not letting them get anything, and the AK in hand is going to get the quick shot. A lot of damage on the back take. Oh, he's going to get almost caught out, though. 2 players peeking. They know where this man is. They are not going to let him get anything if they can help it. Spy, 1 dig and a dream. Oh, he's going to spot out one, although again, get nothing from the rafters. 9-4. Kova Academy here getting just obliterated. Hoping to pick up that last 5th round, although from what I've seen so far, it is not looking very likely. This is a dominant behavior from Koxes. Kova Academy, who previously lost their round 1 to Sinister Flames. Again, 16-13 on that match on Vertigo. Koxes joining the tournament late, accepting the forfeit win record, although not them forfeiting. The team previous had dropped out, and they had taken over that spot, although with the 1 loss record. This is as expected. CTs gunning them down. The Ts have gone full save to have this full buy into the round 15. They'd rather take the gamble on having the best possible equipment going into the 15th round than come out with a half buy. So expected to see them just kind of run in, just die, get the money for that loss bonus. Not full loss, though, critically. So that is going to hamper their ability to buy utility slightly. You're going to be seeing only 1 player with all 4 utilities, 2 with only 2. However, full buy, anything's possible. A couple less flashes will not make it impossible. It looks like we're going to be seeing another execution towards the ramp position. This has been their most successful area. Although look at this AK up top is actually not going to pull anything. And here comes the execute onto the ramp. Although playing slow, they are scarred from that AWP. They're going to be dropping down. Do they expect man up top? They do not. There's going to be one down. Bomb is dropped. This is going to hurt the T's. They're not going to be able to get it down. And that's going to be 2. All of a sudden, it's almost through the smoke. The bomb is going to get dropped down. All the 3 versus 4. Rifle v rifle. This is still very much winnable. CT dropping down, trying to catch out the man on ramp. Not going to be able to do so. Although, look at this. 1 versus 2. Sorry, 3. Although it might as well be a 1 versus 1 with the HP of Zeal. There it is. However, T's able to pick up that 5th round. It's Passasaurus. Sorry, the feed coming to me kind of gets a little bit blurry sometimes. So getting the names is sometimes difficult. 10-5 at the half. Kova Academy looking not so great from the beginning. All of a sudden is back in this game. 5 rounds on Nuke is not a bad shout. And we are into the pistol round. Standard things here as we're going to be seeing Koxes now on the T side, advancing, not able to land the shots, although as the reinforcements comes in, they are obliterating the Kova Academy players. Couple picks coming out, although equalized from heaven, not going to be enough. 1 versus 1, I say not going to be enough, although it is an even game. Bomb is planted. Disadvantage on Spy. And that's going to be the round. Koxes maintaining their lead, showing Kova Academy who is boss. And now, if you guys haven't been paying attention, Koxes has won both pistol rounds. Statistically, in the game of Counter-Strike, if a team wins both rounds, they are substantially favored to win the game overall. Sorry, both pistol rounds. They are substantially favored to win overall. So not looking great for Kova Academy. And well, this does not do them any favors. Mowed down 4 versus 2 once again as they save to attempt to purchase some better utility and some better items into the next round. Thinking about going up the event, but being called down probably by their team. Say, nope, don't risk it. Let them be up there. That's exactly why. Rifle now in the hands of Spy, who now all of a sudden outgun Kova Academy. No kit in the hands, though, so I would not be surprised if we do see a save. As you see, the bomb is ticked very, very quickly down. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Kova Academy playing this smart, holding on to that rifle, knowing that they are not in a great position. They need to have this firepower and the money to be able to keep themselves in this game. This is going to make it 12-5. Dominant lead from Koxes so far. And those SMG kills from Koxes able to get them a ton of money. They're going to have the win bonus for that round, and look at the economy. Full buy coming out. That AK crucially in hand is going to allow CTs to buy up. Rifles being purchased for teammates as the economy is not fully intact. However, with that AK, they're able to get 5 rifles in hands of players. Utility is lacking, however, from the CT side. No picks quite yet. Lots of shots ringing off through the smoke. He's not able to find one quite yet, as we're going to be seeing those T's lose health, although no kills yet. Jumping down into the site. I don't know if they're expecting these rifles. SMGs in the hands of 2 players. And here comes the AK, the save from Spy. Picking up 1, not able to do 2. Although the trade's coming out back and forth, 3 versus 3. We do see 1 down on low HP, 2 versus 3. Kova Academy has brought themselves back into this game. Although we're back to a 2v2. That grenade, however, as I say it, brings down the 1 player remaining. Although look at this. Look at the trigger discipline. As he's lining them up, he's finding the both. Oh, is this going to work out? He gets 1. He knows where that other player is. What a play! He's still got to find it, number 2, and he's let that view go, and it is punished. Lemieux saying, you should have never let me go. 12-6. Kova Academy. This was the mistake right here. Letting Lemieux go, letting him get out of sight. He has to go in and search when he could have took him out, while he was right there. Sprayed down onto the player down low, who was also on low HP. So a bit of a blunder from that T side, giving up the round to Kova Academy. Molotov blocking the push to ramp. That's getting glocked. The T's 4 versus 4, dropping down the side. That M4, though, is going to do work, picking up 2. Although the pistols, surprisingly lethal for Koxes right now. The SMG picking up quite a bit. What is going on? Full buy crumbling for Kova Academy. Coming in again with the SMG. It is the SMG saviors today. As he's going to pick up 1, it's going to be 1 versus 1. He does not know where the other player is, but he does. He drops him down 26 HP, and he gets the round. What a play from Koxes. That's going to be 12-7. What a round that was. Rifles do not care. SMG's coming in, burning the players down, getting that SMG money. This is a game I have no words for some of these rounds. You know, we got shotguns coming out. We have SMGs dominating rifle rounds. It is quite the game of Counter-Strike we have here. Kova Academy also clawing themselves back into this. Granted, Koxes is still able to maintain the overall wins, as we do have a second time out from Kova Academy. Going ahead and talking through some strats. Back into the game, we have a full buy on both teams. Finally, a normal buy. 1 SMG on Passasaurus, although that is pretty standard for this sort of composition. Tons of damage, no kills quite yet. 11 HP on Gepard, 2 HP on the Stig. Lemieux and Physion not able to find it. Oh, look at this Gepard coming up, and he's gonna miss it. Almost gets punished. He does get it in the end. Traded by Zeal, who's also lurking in the position. 4 versus 4. Gepard and the Stig, though, on low HP, and they're gonna get gunned down to 0 HP as they are dropped by the CT players. 4 versus 1 now, as the lurk does not pay off. The kind of nutty flick, actually, from Zeal, as there's only 1 player left. Likely to be an 8th round on the board, and that is going to be what it is. 12-8, all of a sudden, Koxes went from being the most dominant team to being questionable if they can even win this game. You got to remember, they are on the T side of Nuke against a waking up Kova Academy. You know, they started out rough. They were rushing in, making a lot of mistakes. Although after a couple of timeouts, they have gone ahead and they have very quickly come to terms of what they need to do, and they're executing beautifully. Grenades, destroying backtake. He doesn't care. He's going to drop 1 player down. Passasaurus is out of the round. 4 versus 5. And we may be seeing another save round go in favor of the T's. That has been a trend, although as I say that, Physion dropping several down, although Koxes had plenty to return with. 2 versus 2, and now it's going to be the Deagle dropping that 1. Another AK in the hands of the T's. He needs to get this opening pick. He does. Maintains his HP. Is going to run, though, as the bomb is not defusable. So close. He spots one of those players out. Actually, just seeing that Volson is alive. I thought he was dead the whole time. Down there with 3 HP. Lemieux just doing what he can to hold on to that M4. Volson is going to die to bomb, although an M4 maintained for the CTs critically. And for those of you watching, if you are enjoying the show, be sure to check us out on social media. We'll post all match updates. We'll notify you when we go live, so you never miss a moment of Counter-Strike within the league. And this authority action is quite the scene, as we're seeing kills coming out of SMGs. The op fighting at close range. This strategic molly to prevent anybody from jumping down and pushing quick. Although look at this, Volson just waiting at the bottom of that ladder. Smoke in hand though, so Kova able to get down there. Another smoke coming through. Volson should mow these players down. 2 up on the ramp. Look at this stack though. They're just waiting. He's gonna get 1. Is there number 2? And it's gonna die. That's it. 4 versus 2 as he slowly accepts his fate and walks down. The 2 ramp players look to be accepting the save, and that is what's gonna be happening. Players backing out, waiting for these Koxes members to run up, hoping to get a couple exit picks. Although this is gonna be round number 14 on the board for Koxes. And neither CTs are able to pick up anything from that round. They don't care. They are allowing nothing to survive on Kova Academy. And here's the replay of this event. Tactical play. That poor man just getting gunned down, and this player just accepting the fate, slowly walking down, getting stuck on the ladder, allowing Koxes to quickly neutralize 2 of the opposing CT forces. Up in hands of these CTs as well as 4 AKs. This is going to be potentially a bloodbath. Kova Academy is now on survival mode. They're going to be giving up this round. They're going to be conceding with the USPS save, getting the maximum buy, and from there, they will need to win out entirely. There's 1 going down. No kills able to be found. As I say that, though, there's 1 up in hands of the CTs, and here's where I wouldn't be surprised if we see a save call. We have an AWP in the hands of Kova Academy. Now, this is going to be something that they normally wouldn't be able to comfortably afford in the next round, and that is going to be everybody else going out. And just as I expected, Physian backed into the T-spawn is going to hold this, although he has 4 players to contest with. And look at this. Bardo knows is not going to be able to do anything from it, though, although I expect that we'll see some plays coming up to see if they can find this player. And here we go with the flash. It is going to work, although he gets the kill blind. Holding on to this AWP, Physian doing everything he needs. He is terrified, though. Will he keep it? Yes, he will. On the hunt, Koxes gets the round, but not the AWP. Kova Academy now on the back foot, needs to win 7 in a row to bring it to overtime. Koxes very, very comfortable here. They're going to play it safe. They're going to look for picks. They're going to do whatever they have to go ahead and, just close this out. Playing it slow, although look at that. That's 1. Passasaurus getting a quick, cheeky kill through the smoke. 4 versus 5. Again, this is life or death for Kova Academy here. Kox is looking to pick up their first win in the tournament and send Kova Academy down into the 0-2 bracket. Or scoreline, I should say. 2 versus 5, however. It looks like Kova Academy will survive to fight another round, as all they need to do is pick up 2 players, and that will be the mowdown with the M4. My headset decides just to turn off. We'll turn that back on. We are back. 15-19. Kova Academy holding on, not out yet, although it is not in the clear at all. They still need another 6 rounds to be able to close out this regulation round, I should say, and bring it into overtime. Koxes just needs 1 singular round is all they needed through the smoke. Passasaurus, once again, 2 rounds in a row executing on that. And here we go. Koxes making the trade. 4 versus 4. They're playing it slow. They know what Kova does. Look at this. They are out and about. They are looking for these picks. Koxes wants this advantage going to a bomb site, although Kova Academy is not giving it to them this time. They're holding their angles. They are digging into the corners. And this is going to have to be Koxes pushing into a site with an even advantage, 4-4. Here we go. They spot 1. Now they have the information. 1 up in heaven. As they're going to be pushing into the A site. They are not going to be able to pick up that kill, though, as we're going to be seeing Passasaurus drop down number 2 for the round. And this, once again, looks to be in favor of Kova Academy, although 1 versus 2, we have seen this win before. Bomb is down. This is going to force the CTs to kind of speed things up a little bit. And they'll just jump right into the site. They don't care. 15-9, no pressure. It's now 15-10, 5 rounds to overtime. Won't be surprised if we very shortly see a timeout coming out from the Koxes side, assuming they have one remaining. Although it will not be this round. Again, 15-10, 5 rounds to stay alive. Kova Academy desperately trying to prevent themselves from going 0-2 at the beginning of the season. Koxes looking to take their first win to technically be 1-1, despite this being their first game in the spray down. Quickly dropping down the T's to 2 players remaining as the AWP comes in for support, drops the bomb carrier, and now it is all up to the Stig, who will be dropped down coming out of the vents. All of a sudden, Kova Academy have woken up. You know, they have drank their G Fuel. They're dry scooping that stuff right now, and now we are dominating from that CT side. And Koxes, you know, they were chilling before. They have to be sweating. They have to be a little bit worried right now, because all of a sudden, Kova just needs 4 rounds. And the eco is demolished on Koxes. If they do not close it out here, this is going to be a free round after this for Kova Academy. There is a kill on the Lemieux. Again, one of their impact players that we were looking at. And we're down to a 4 versus 3. Koxes have to be panicking right now. Again, only 4 rounds to bring it to overtime. Kova, if they win this, are going to force Koxes into an eco-save situation, to what should give Kova a second free round to bring it to 15-12. From that point, it's really only 1 shot to win it, and then we go into overtime. So, Koxes bomb down into the site. Not really sure what's going on there, as look at this. Once again, coming behind, does he make the same mistake twice? He pulls out 1, pulls out 2, and here we go. That is the game. Koxes coming up behind, not allowing the overtime to happen. Look at this. Just caught up, nothing they can do. He jumps in, and he does not let them get out of sight this time. Lets them line up and guns them down. 16-11 is your final score. Koxes taking the win. Get my camera as I'm taking a sip of water. What a game of Counter-Strike that was. Koxes, dominant start. Little rough middle of the match there, although coming back at the end. Kova Academy, though, you gotta give them credit. You know, being at such a deficit, coming back in, winning those rounds, almost bring it to overtime. Realistically, if they won that round there, if they didn't get caught from behind, that would have been eco round into 2 more rounds to OT. That was really 1 shot. Again, GG's to both teams. Great play from both of them. Again, I just want to thank Authority League for having me onto the show. And yeah, hopefully you'll be seeing more of me in the future. Again, if you guys did enjoy, be sure to follow us on social media for all the Counter-Strike we have next. My name is Brendan Wright, and we will see you guys next time.
Done. No health left, and there we go, join the force. They take the victory over 95 Vikings, and they take the first spot in this season.
2 groups of 7 teams will battle against each other in the round of robin best-of-1 stage. Number 1, each group goes to the semi-finals. Worst team of each group is out. The other 10